up, everybody? It's your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and you know what time it is. It's Mbuemo Day, and Mbuemo has landed in the building. Manchester United has a here we go just after midday today for Mbuemo. 65 plus £5 million, £70 million deal. Guys, what did I say? I told everyone that Mbuemo would have been a done deal because Brentford was expecting 65 plus 5, and everyone kept saying, no, 55 plus 5, 60 plus 3, this, that, and the third. Well, guys, it looks like your boy was right. Let's get in. Big up to Ray Carl Brown in the building. Big up to MUFC Rocks as well. He definitely. Let's go. Here we go. Because you know what, guys? This is the signing. This signing, along with Matthias Cunha, we can now say, as Man United fans, we have done something that will impact our season positively going forward next season. We can now say we will be better. Two new number 10s. I still think Matthias Cunha might be at striker, but I think it's going to be very interesting. And here comes the crying parade. Big up to my little brother, Beak, who talks football. You know, he's the wrong side of the red side. He's not a red, but he's a Liverpool. And it's my brother anyway, but you know what? Gotta love the kid. Big up to him. Ha ha ha. Liverpool is rocking. We're going to destroy you guys. Rodrigo coming soon. Zubamendi went to Arsenal. Maybe Rodrigo is coming to Man U. Bro, things are changing. That second 10 that we just get, I told everyone it should have been done weeks ago. Big up to Kenny Fan TV. Everyone said One Football Reports. Why is Mark Ken talking about 65 plus 570 million? And this was almost 6 weeks ago. And I said to everyone, if this club wanted to get that deal done, they knew. They knew weeks ago what Brentford expected for the deal. All this talk about 55 plus 5, 60 million. Brentford always wanted a guaranteed 65 million pounds plus 5 because they weren't never intending to wait 5 years for payments to go through. And because we want to pay over time on installments, it was something that was going to happen. We had to go at their terms. And of course, guys, a lot of you might say we're spending too much money. This is a guy in the last 3 seasons has more than 80 goal contributions. I think he's an interesting player. I think he's definitely worth the money. In my opinion, he's more consistent. He's done a bit more than Cunha. Of course, we could agree Cunha has a higher ceiling, being a bit younger than Mbumo. But at the same time, both very good signings. Man United wasted too much time. We negotiate like incompetent folk. Yeah, it's a weird thing, Kenny. I don't understand. When we know what they want, we know we are begging. We are not demanding. If we had cash in advance, we could have demanded everything, guys. It would have been an easy deal. It would have happened weeks ago because then we could say, hey, we got cash, we give you X. And if we had 55 million in cash, they would have signed the deal on the spot. But we don't. We don't. So now we have to negotiate on the terms of Brentford. Give and take. These Man United negotiators, this board, they need to start learning how to do business. They don't do business well. As much as they talk about best in class, they've been seeming like the worst in class for the last 6 weeks. Of course, we're going to celebrate the signing. He does improve us, of course, and Bumo pushing for the deal. So you know he's a player that wants to be at Man United, something critical for all fans, including myself to an extent. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as the player performs well, I don't care if he grew up a Real Madrid fan. In my opinion, if he's bagging it up and a average 8 out of 10 every week, then I'm not complaining, guys, because realistically, a ball does his job on the pitch. They don't talk, they don't write letters, they don't smile, they don't cry. They do their work on the pitch. And this is where the talk needs to come from. We need these guys to talk with their feet and not with their teeth. It's one of those things. I don't understand what's going on with the people talk about the culture at Man United. I think players have gotten soft. I think the club has gotten soft. And I'm gonna say this now. Ever since we stopped wearing suits before we enter the stadium, we have not been that classy club that we were. Real Madrid still wears suits. All players wear a suit to sign their contract deal at the Bernabeu. It used to be a thing at Man United. It's no longer a thing here. What kind of culture is that? It comes from the top because they allow this shit to happen, guys. You can't blame players when the people at the top are changing the classy things that were historic that made players focus. When you take the time to put on a suit, guys, it's a different mode. It's Red Devil mode. You know what I'm saying? And of course, guys, you know your boy is in DE, so you know I shout out Herzlich Willkommen, miss all the Deutsche Man United fans. Big up to all of you guys. I know you guys are there watching. Shout outs to you. You know what I mean? Join in the fun, join in, come in, have your say. I will translate for the team. You know what? You know, because I'm gonna give it, I could read your German and give it to the other guys in English. Of course, it's a one family. Although it's the Red Devils DE, it's by Mark Ken. And you know it's MUFC all day, baby. So, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What are you guys saying about Mbuemo to Man United? I'm excited now because you know what? Cunha is a good signing. It wasn't something that really, really excited me because one player is never enough. And it wasn't enough when we finished eighth. It could never be enough when we finished 15th last season. Now, at the end of the day, the season last season is what it was, guys. As football fans, as Man United fans, sometimes we just gotta understand shit hits the fan. Yeah, shit hits the fan. But as long as they took to get Mbumo, the medical is scheduled. There are reports that a partial medical will be conducted tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. And then, you know, of course, Man United is jet setting off on their preseason tour to the USA. Of course, you're going to see some of the games covered right here on this channel. Your boy Mark Ken will be there. Red Devil mode is on. We're back and we're in action and we're going to definitely be around. So, guys, come on. You know what you're gonna do? You gotta smash the likes, share the channel around, help this community go. This year we're going to 10K by hook or by crook. We're gonna be there by the end of December. We are hitting 10K. I guarantee you that. And if you're not rolling with that, then you know what I mean. Smash a like still and subscribe because your boy here is giving you good work. I'm telling you guys, keep up with the streams. Make sure you watch the videos. I don't drop them as often as I used to, but the gems that I drop in them, guys, you will be hearing about them weeks later. They will count. Because if you listen, you know, a lot of these guys, they be talking every single day, the same thing. Doesn't that just get you annoyed? Doesn't that just bother you out of your mind? You know, you feel like everything is just getting worse and worse and worse every day. No, there's no need to be talking every single day unless you have news and actual things to say. And this is why what we try to do on this channel. We try to give you guys the news as it is, as it stands, concrete information. Of course, there's always going to be rumors, but some of them, you know, they're validated in certain processes, and some of them they're just not. You know what I mean? Ray Carl says he's excited with Mbuemo, but we took too long. Bro, we didn't take too long. And Bremo was training, so he had his private preseason training. Guys, let me explain to you. The first 3 to 6 weeks of preseason is just running laps, running drills, running, jogging, running, jogging. Of course, you would play some scrimmages so you're not bored, but you're just running, jogging, and vomiting. That's just how it is. And I think he comes in at a good time. The team is going to play their first few games. He will be there. He will get some minutes. I just think right now is about betting into the team. Of course, guys, you know, some players are going to come in, some players are going to leave. It's going to be an interesting scenario going forward, but we must give the manager and the new players time to bet in the club. I know everyone has amazing and brilliant expectations for Mbomo and Matthias Cunha. But guys, let's not get on their backs like they got on Xerxes back after the first 6 games. You understand what I'm saying? If something goes awry or we don't have the amazing performances in the first 5 to 6 games that people are expecting, I'm expecting you all to be understanding. I'm expecting you all to be patient because we don't have much other options right now but to support this going forward. I'm going to say this again. We have to support this going forward. It's going to be a process. This season, we might just do something. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% ecstatic. I think maybe top 8 is somewhere in the curtains for us, but let's see how it goes. Maybe the season might be better than we expected. One game a week, guys. One game a week. And Bumo coming in, that at least brings us 15 more goal contributions. With Cunha coming in, that's another at least 15 goal contributions. So I'm saying with 30 plus goals, we should be at least 15 points higher on the table. Now, this season, the 15 points would not have mattered that much. But if we are to keep up in a better shape and fashion during the course of next season, I'm guaranteeing you guys having the likes of Boom and Bumo, Cunha around the likes of Bruno Fernandez. Guys, never forget we have had Bruno carrying a squad, playing with players who are basically developing in the likes of Kobe Mainu, the likes of Amad Diallo, the likes of Garnacho, and he has to get these guys to score goals like professional senior pros. But now we have the likes of Cunha. We have the likes of an Mbuemo, who is who are professionals. These guys know what they're about and they have quality. And you're adding that to Bruno Fernandez in that midfield, guys. I think we're going to be in for something. It may not be the amazing that everyone expects, but with one game a week, arrested Bruno Fernandez is a dangerous Bruno Fernandez, guys. I want to put that out there. And I also want to say to you guys, welcome to Mbumo. I'm not sure about the reports just yet on his kit number. You know what I mean? But I would hope that they would take the 7 off of Mason Mount and give it to Mbumo. At least we'll have someone who's going to create a lot of things and score some goals wearing that shirt like it should. It shouldn't be wasted on Mason Mount anymore. But I know some people might not understand. You know, Shada, it's it's biz done. That's how we go. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. And I just want to say to everyone out there, who were waiting and waiting and waiting, and Boomo is here now. You know what I mean? I'm a bit late to the party. Of course, Goldbridge talked about it. KG talked about it. Happy talked about it. But guys, what are you saying about it? Because right now, what's important is where we go from here. How do we add to this team to improve us going forward next season? Dan God Jr. is off to Rotterdam. I will be checking him out this season and bringing updates to you guys on all the youth players. So stay tuned. There's going to be some new short dynamics coming in where I will be trying to bring you clips of performances of the youth players while they're in their loans if I can get them. So guys, evolutions is happening, things are changing. Of course, your boy is going to try to bring you more and more content. Of course, I'm not going to always be able to be live every single day, but I will be improving the amount of days that I've been going live. I'm going to be trying to aim to give you 4 to 5 live shows every single week. That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, maybe on Saturday or Sunday, but we'll see how it goes. Of course, watch alongs will be there. There will be match prediction streams. Of course, that will be happening. And of course, there will definitely be the managers' press conferences as usual. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Nah, no cussing and Boomo with no number 7 shirt. Huh? What? Anyway, there's a lot of interesting dynamics to be happening. The squad numbers are changing, so of course we're gonna see what that dynamic looks like. Of course, Matthias Cunha is already wearing the number 10, so it's gonna be interesting to see what number Mbumo wears. Diego Dallo is no longer wearing number 20. He's wearing number 2 this season, so that number 20 is available. It's gonna be interesting, guys. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Retire the 7 until we are real contenders. Nah, bro. Nah. Can't retire that shit, bro. Not on the back of Mason Mount King. They were supposed to retire it after Ronaldo leave until we have a real contender, but yeah, that's wild. That is wild. That is wild, Rical. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I know you all are excited. It's Friday. You know what I mean? Don't drink too much. Enjoy yourselves, though. You know what I mean? Keep it safe and, keep it smooth. Keep it savory as well. And don't forget, but keep it classy. What can you guys say? Big up to Lou and France. Long time no see. Hope you're well. Hope everything is good with you. It's interesting, Luan. We just signed Mbuemo today. I hope you got the news. You know what I mean? There's some interesting reports coming out as well as Man United looking at one or two other players. You know what I mean? My boy Royden was talking about this goalkeeper Salmon Lamens or Lamen Salmon or some sounds like salmon. But the guy is an interesting player. Man United, of course, are looking at the player. It's rumored to be somewhere in the region of 10 million to 15 million pounds. But I don't know. I haven't had much news about that. But what I can say is it's interesting. The developments are starting to roll. Of course, there are reports that Juventus is in for a double deal with Manchester United. They are also interested in Marcus Rashford. Will he accept their offer? Of course, it will be a deal for Jadon Sancho as well. They already prepared a bid somewhere in the region of 23 million to 27 million pounds, I believe, with add-ons for Jadon Sancho. I would keep my fingers crossed on that. I'm not one of those that is going to be excited and tell you it's definitely going to happen, but there are reports that these two deals can happen. Marcus Rashford they will attempt to make an offer somewhere in the region of 40 to 50 million euros for Marcus Rashford. I cannot tell you when, but I can tell you that these things are definitely possible and they are in the works. Of course, when anything kicks off, I will update you on those two things. There are reports coming in that, there's possibilities that Real Betis may sign Anthony or he may remain with the squad this season until the January window. Of course, a lot of people may not like that news, but this is how it's going right now. I could only tell you what I'm hearing. I can't tell you or make up things just to make you smile. You know what I mean? Big up Ray Carl saying, I'm only kidding. We added 35 goals to the team already. But I said 30. So, yeah, 35. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? I definitely think with Bruno and those two, we are different gravy going forward next season. Bruno needed some senior players who knew what to do, who were definite threats in the game. He can't always carry Man United. And the likes of Garnacho and Ahmad, these are very talented youngsters. Garnacho has come to odds with a lot of fans and the manager recently, and probably will be seeing himself being moved on from the club. There are some reports that Aston Villa is readying a 45 million pound bid for the player. There are other reports coming out of Italy as well. There's interest in Alejandro Garnacho in Italy as well. There's also interest coming from Germany. Bayern Munich is also interested. There's also the likes of Bayern Leverkusen. With Ten Hag, the newly appointed head coach of Bayern Leverkusen, we may see one or two of our players move on to them next in the next few weeks. It will be interesting to see who or which players will be bought by Ten Hag, but let's see how it goes. Luan Fran says we definitely need to get off the floor. It's not nice down here. Well, they certainly had us on our knees next season, and of course, it's not something I'd like to do unless I'm praying. So it's one of those things, guys. It was a really terrible season. Of course, we can't just blame it on the players. It has to be blamed on the club. The decisions made by the structure was ridiculously aggressively rash, too short-sighted, and with no incurrent or incumbent planning. So therefore, this is what happened. It's one of those things. Well, we could only say, it is what it is, and we have to move on. And you know what? I think we need to give this whole situation a total reset. Maybe not with the board, but with Amarim and his team that he is rebuilding because like Ten Hag, Amarim is rebuilding from ground zero. So, guys, we need to be patient with him. And I will keep saying this to everyone. No Amarim out until the end of the third year. We need to pass the 18-month cycle with managers. We need to stop that rubbish. We need to stop it now. We've seen it through six managers, everyone, 18 months, 18 months, 18 months, and we cannot evolve with the likes of with signings like Mbuemo and Cunha, who are Premier League proven, they are custom playing in the Premier League. It's going to be interesting to see if they at all need more time to adjust. I think they will hit the ground running. The only interesting situation is how well they will. There has been some reports, Amarim, and some video imagery that Amarim has been giving Rasmus some personal training sessions, one-to-one management and coaching, one-to-one to improve the player. And I have seen some videos with Hoyland getting on the end of a lot of passes from Matthias Cunha. Who knows what will happen and what is in store? But what I can tell you is the team and Amarim, they are working hard this preseason. As we can see, Joshua Zirkzee, Casemiro, and Kobe Menu, these guys are shredded. It's a different kind of vibe, a different environment right now. Of course, it's going to take time for that new culture to continue building and to settle in the club and push on in a positive direction. But we can see a little bit of improvement. Of course, groundwork was laid before, but right now, Amarim is at the helm, guys, and he's doing what he can. And what we need is for this club to back the manager with the rest of the summer going forward. Of course, we sign Cunha. Of course, we sign Mbuemo. Of course, we may need to get some outgoings, but we need to bring in someone for that left wing back option. You know, there was lots of interesting players, and I just wanted to talk about the disappointment that I have. I'm still disappointed that we didn't try to sign Kamal Dean Sumalamane, and he was able to go to Atalanta for 13 million euros. That guy would have been prime at the left wing back. And trust me, guys, he is a better guy. You know, he made Lenny Euro get shredded for the next season. I can tell you that. I can tell you that now. It's the one nightmare Lenny Euro had all season, and I was facing Hamaldine Sulemane. But now he's at Napoli, he's at Atalanta. So the Booger outfit got themselves a really talented left wing back. You know, it's always the Liverpool fans that has to say something about you guys are nowhere near us. Ah, bro, we don't even talk about you. We don't even talk about Liverpool. We don't even care what you do. We never did. Because you can talk all this talk. Broski, if you lose to Man United this season, brother, it's gonna be long for you. Yeah, it's gonna be really long for you, bro. I hope you don't lose to Man United in the first three games of the season because that's just going to be a disrespect on every level. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for your compliments. I know you are here because you're a little bit terrified. You're a little bit frustrated. You're wondering what Cunha and Mbumo in front of Bruno is going to cause for you guys. Lots of problems and goals. It's going to be something amazing. But you know what? Let's not talk too much. I mean, Luan, they did break records signing the likes of Florian Wirtz and stuff. So, a lot of Liverpool fans are feeling themselves. They signed Frimpong. I felt like they just piggybacked off of Man United signings from the last window that we were thinking about signing. But at the same time, big up to their DOF. Big up to their DOF. But certainly good news on the Friday. And, it had to be done. And guys, this might be a joke. It really is a joke, guys, so don't take it seriously. But tour is happening. The Glazers must have forced their way to sign this player just because the tour is happening. You know? So I don't know if I could give Ineos the credit for this. I'm just being honest with you guys. It's just a funny thought that I just had. But at the same time, I'm really excited. I'm a bit more excited now. I'm a bit more positive. You're going to be getting the old Marken back on the new Red Devils. The Red Devils DE, guys. Don't forget it. That's still going to be Red Devil mode. Get the hashtags in the chat. Red Devil Mode. Wherever you are, put the initials of your nation. What time is it where I'm at right now? It's just about, I think it's just about 8 o'clock, Luan. It's bright. The days are long. The sun is out until maybe like 10 p.m. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I had a lot of work to do, Luan, as well. You know, like a lot of American artists are in Germany right now, and of course, I work in events, so I've been busy. So that's what's really why I'm unable to, come in, do certain streams like the timings that I used to. But I'm gonna have some downtime again coming up and more consistent streams every day. Big up to Luan, 2 p.m. over in Canada. Big up to the Canadian family. Man United fans everywhere. What I can tell you guys, the new goal is Red Devil mode. Yeah. So everything you type, drop the hashtags everywhere you go. Red Devil mode and drop your country flags after. That's the new hashtag. For everyone who's watching my channel, that's our new hashtag, Red Devil mode on. And we're back. We're in business and we're going to be going forward. Big up to Ray Carl Brown. You, I really need to fix this. Thank you for reminding me, Ray Carl. I'm going to fix this today. I'm going to try to get this fixed over the weekend. So when you drop these, you will see the emojis and not just see, well, the name. Big up to Miko Ark as well. Blessings, my bro, for all you've done. And thank you so much. Guys, it's been an interesting one. Interesting updates. You know what I mean? Not too much to talk about other than Mbuemo because we've been waiting a long time. Of course, the home kit has dropped, the away kit is out, and the away kit is fresh. Trust me. If you want a Man United kit, get the away kit. But if you're like me, you already got the third kit. It's gonna be interesting waiting on the delivery, but we'll see it. I will definitely launch it. And of course, I still have to show you guys my third kit from last season. It's gonna be interesting. There's going to be time for that. Of course, we will be live from the Fiorentina game on the August 9th. Your boy will be there. So let's see how it goes, guys. Big up to each and every one of you. And I hope we're going to be back later on, maybe with another stream, but definitely live tomorrow, guys, tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be talking about possible and potential signings, other players that Man United have been looking at over the course of this week. And now that the Mbuemo deal is done, I won't tell Arsenal to watch out for Gyokeres, but there are reports that Man United have made contact with Benjamin Sesko's camp, and there's a high possibility that a deal could be done between Leipzig and Man United for just about £55 million. Now, £55 million is somewhere in the region of 70 million euros. And that is pretty much the asking of Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. And as you know, he does sort of fit the criteria that Man United are looking for, a young player going on his second contract, looking to take himself to the next level. And of course, Benjamin Sesko, guys, I could talk about him going a lot of for days, weeks, and months. This guy will bang. Trust me. He will score a lot of goals for Man United. He will definitely improve us with the likes of Mbuemo and Cunha. And Bruno, he is the perfect striker for Man United if we can get Gyokeres. And I'm telling you guys now, he has been the perfect striker. We should have signed him last summer. We should have signed him before the Euros began. He is that striker, guys, and I'm telling you because he has a very, very high level of footballing intelligence. He's very good with the runs. He sees the players. And of course, if he knows he has players like Bruno who can put a pass over the top at any given chance, he will definitely be available to run onto that ball. He's a hungry forward, definite striker, could link up well, very good on the ball, can dribble, can cross, can play a pass as well. He is probably the perfect striker. But we'll be talking about that and many more tomorrow, guys. You know, it's a Friday, so I'm not going to keep you too long. I wish all of you a wonderful evening, a safe time. Enjoy it, celebrate it. And Boomo is here. Red Devil mode on. Guys, shout out to all of you. Big up to each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. It's been your boy Mark N. And of course, I'm going to be going short right about now. Of course, it's 2 p.m. in Toronto. Nice. My buddy's there. He's getting married this weekend, and I'm missing the wedding. Of course, he's not going to speak to me for a long time. I can't help it. But I apologize in advance. Hopefully, he's not too mad. Big up to Luan. Big up to Ray Carl. Big up to Biku. Big up to MUFC Rocks, of course. Big up to everyone who came in and who's watching. If you're not in the comments, please still smash a like. The target was 35 likes. Hopefully, we get there before I finish the stream in the next 2 seconds. But thank you very much, Luan. I'm definitely going to be going out. The Kermis is in Dusseldorf. So I'm definitely going to check that out, guys. So I'll be there. If you're a United fan in Dusseldorf, you can find me there. Of course, we will have some fun and some laughs. Just look for the Man United third kit. Of course, you will know why. My name's on the back. Big up to everyone. Have a wonderful day. And Boomo Day, Friday. Enjoy yourselves. Man United make some moves. Let's see who comes next. Bye for now.
Baby.